Hello, welcome to podcast Plot Holes and Popcorn. The podcast.
Let
Podcasts and plot holes.
We're all fucking back,
Podcasts
yo.
and plot holes. Oh God, who knows what the title of the show is? You don't. With me for the first time, Spencer.
Wait, what?
That's an honor. Such an honor to be here for the very first time.
Play him in.
It's so nice to put a face to the voices I've listened to for so many
I
years.
mean, it is the first time this week.
It's also the inaugural episode of Podcasts and Plot Holes. So.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
we're all here for the first time.
wow! I was gonna
Watch
get
the
there.
watch
Bury
the
the
data
fucking
teach
lead.
us. Yeah, watch the data teach us something that we didn't know we needed.
Maybe change the name.
Well, I'm excited. I've listened to this show so much, even though this is the first episode. I'm
get
just
it.
a big fan.
It's good. Luciano's also here for the first time, even though he ruined the joke.
I did. Was it a joke? Are
I
you
don't
aware
know.
it's supposed to be funny?
Someone could have laughed. You don't know who's laughing right now.
We're laughing at you.
We entered this
with you.
podcast with Spencer's laughing at nothing.
Hi,
so
everybody. Hello, I'm Luciano.
There we go.
Nice
Nailed
to be
it.
here for the
Wow.
first time.
What an
There you go.
intro. Chris,
Never heard that much energy from Luciano.
You're
That
still
was all the
here.
energy for the
He
entire.
only did it
Hey,
for-
I want to
for
talk to Chris
sarcasm.
now. I don't care about your conversation. Chris, you're still here. Why?
Welcome to Podcast and Plot Holes. Special guest, Discount Steve Zahn, Discount Gary Sinise, and
no.
Johnny Five,
He stole my joke. This
What
motherfucker.
about Caesar,
our
Caesar
joke.
Milan?
and Discount
Oh,
Caesar
no.
Milan.
Yeah. The AI whisperer.
Just so everyone's clear, Luciano said I could say that, so I'm okay.
Yeah,
You got the pass.
At the pass.
you do.
Thank you. Well, let's actually talk about what we're doing here. We watched
They obviously
a movie,
know already based on those references.
clearly, but I have
do
to.
they?
I have to. Let me host a show for God's sakes.
Shit!
We watched. I think I had to look this up because I was surprised at how to spell this. It's Mission: Impossible Dash Dead Reckoning. I don't know if there's another dash. Part 1. So many.
No,
pieces
it's
to
just
this
part
thing.
1. Right,
Part
Dead
one.
Reckoning
following.
Part 1. No punctuation whatsoever because why
Part
would
one
we need it?
of one.
Of one, as it turns out.
Is it?
Yeah, they're
Part
renaming
one of one.
the next movie because reasons.
Oh my lord.
Listen, we only have
Because
time.
this movie
to-
performed so bad.
yeah,
Mission Impossible Live Reckoning is the
we
name of the
only
next one.
have enough podcasting time to talk about one movie, so we're not going to talk about
the movie
whatever
that doesn't
the
exist.
second one. AI, is it real or is it fantasy?
Live Reckoning.
Live Reckoning, I hate it. Okay, so let's start positive. You know, everybody loves this movie. Apparently, no one went to.
I
the fucking-
hated it.
Hey, man! No one went to the theater to watch this movie, but according to Rotten Tomatoes, just Spencer went to the theater to watch this
I
movie.
did see it in theaters.
Not enough people went to see this in theaters, hence the title change. But according to our Rotten Tomatoes, this is both an audience and a critic's over 90% score
Over 90%.
for both
Both of them. Yes.
Wow.
I did a slight deep dive because I was curious of why critic. I gotta understand the audience being whack jobs. I mean, it's a good movie, positive. 3 out of 5 apparently counts as a certified fresh that I was looking at. So I feel like
That's a
barrier,
6 out of 10.
Yeah, 60%.
It's not good, but who knows?
It's fresh
Positive.
going moldy tomorrow.
Yeah, positive. What do you guys love about this movie? What was your favorite part of this movie?
The scene with the yellow Fiat 500. The whole scene. I love that scene, especially the part when they roll down the stairs and then they flipped seats somehow. I fucking laughed my ass off. That was honestly the best part about this movie, and I rest my case.
Overturned.
Yes.
I mean, that was a fine scene. I mean, unfortunately, I saw, like, the world saw the big stunt of him driving off the cliff in the marketing.
You made me watch it at your house like 16
remember.
times.
I remember. I was like, look how sick this is. So when it happened in the theater, I was
already.
I was whelmed.
Yeah. Well, I was
You
whelmed.
know, like I'd already seen it, and I watched like how they did it because it was really cool. I mean, let's be real. The reason we keep watching these Mission Impossible movies is to watch Tom Cruise
Tom Cruise fuck
progressively
himself up.
hurl himself into the grave.
Yeah.
I just want. They better show me in real time in the film when he kills himself. They have to
When he
give that to
dies,
us
yeah.
when he
Yeah.
dies.
We've
For
earned
real.
it.
Yeah, we've earned that.
The following
Last-
footage you're about to
in-
see is sensitive for some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly
Discouraged.
Hold on to your seats. Here
he-
it comes.
Didn't he break his ankle on the last one when he was jumping from one building to the other and
Yeah.
kept on running?
That's some Harrison Ford bullshit. We need some real death-defying
Yeah.
murder,
Yeah.
death.
I didn't kill my wife.
I don't care.
Listen, I understand we didn't love this movie, but we cannot skip to a different movie
Yes, we
from
can.
30 years ago.
It's a great movie,
6
though.
minutes in. Great
It's
flick.
great.
Love it.
It's a fucking great movie.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant.
No, okay. No. Focus in.
That's not a great movie.
No.
Yeah, no. So I like the scene with I mean, I like the train crashing scene too. Again,
Yeah.
this whole
Yeah.
movie, we're gonna get into the problems with this movie, but the action is always pretty top tier. So I like it. I'm getting to the point though where Tom Cruise, even though I know he's doing a lot of it for real, it's just getting a little like
Hard to
ridiculous.
believe.
Yeah, I mean, this was the first time where I felt his age in all of
Yeah,
the Mission
yeah.
Impossible movies.
I agree.
It is challenging in the sense that like he looks old, but he's still like hand-to-hand combating 20-year-olds when he's like he looks in his
Yeah.
50s, and it's just like, my guy, I'm pretty sure.
Outrunning his outrun.
Yeah.
They picked the Tom Cruise running thing, and they really went far in this movie.
Yeah.
Like he runs for a solid 3 minutes at one point.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to believe that the character can do all these things at that age, I have to believe that he's getting just as much Scientology, Thetan magic as the real Tom Cruise.
Exactly.
It's
Show-
Zenu.
show, don't
Zenu's
tell.
blessing.
Yeah, he's like Ethan Hunt's like, I too am a Scientologist, and they make me live forever. Like, okay, well now that tracks.
Yeah, because like, say what you want about the last Indiana Jones movie, but at least they understood that Harrison Ford is old, and so he shouldn't do hand-to-hand combat with 20-year-olds to
Yeah.
escape situations, right? Like they let him be old, and like what one of the big
Cunning.
scenes is like going down scuba diving, right? So your age doesn't matter as much when you're scuba diving and trying to do that shit.
Yeah,
So like, that was interesting, but with Tom Cruise, it's just like, guys, it's like you can see it in his face.
just
Yeah,
make him lean on guns more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like write in something fun like IMF nanites. It's like, Ethan, like you should. What? You're still in the game? Like I thought.
You haven't aged a day.
But
And
then
then he's like-
they would have to de-age him, and that would
and that's not a good look.
no, it's not.
And they're gonna de-age him with AI.
yeah.
Oh,
No, that's not
back
going
into
there.
the movie. I agree with the action sequences. I actually thought that the sandstorm fight scene was pretty cool. I enjoyed.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
I like that too, but they did a sandstorm like 2 movies ago.
Oh, did they? I mean,
You know the one where he's climbing the building in Dubai, and then there's like a whole
Oh,
chase
yeah.
scene through a sandstorm.
he spent
In
a lot of time
Rogue
in Dubai for international movies.
No, no, that's not what. No, I'm saying in
sorry.
the movie.
My bad. No, but I mean like in the movies. But this was Abu Dhabi, not Dubai. That's my bad.
Wait,
Like because he's
isn't
the
okay.
desert and then the airport. Like that's Abu Dhabi, right? The airport.
yeah,
all
it's
of
Abu
that,
Dhabi.
yeah.
But the tallest building in the world, that was Dubai.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
just saying it's technically different Middle Eastern countries.
Oh yeah,
But it was
I
still a
forgot about
gigantic
that.
sandstorm that,
Yeah, sure.
that they have a big action sequence in. I was like, you can't do that twice.
I mean,
It's
I
too
think
specific.
it's when you to their credit, when you want to live in the world of as many practical effects as you can, you kind of limit yourself, right? There's a reason why the big end scene was a train, and
not
not
a
like
spaceship.
a spaceship. Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
All right. I think Chris, did you talk about your favorite thing? Like, it doesn't have to be a
not.
scene in the movie. Maybe you really enjoyed, how the movie portrayed women or how it killed people for no reason. I don't know. Like,
I
This is called foreshadowing.
agree.
Agree.
While I want to give like Ilsa Faust her flowers trying to defend Grace on that bridge from Discount Caesar Milan. Like that was her send off. Like it was
Wait.
very anticlimactic.
This is
Wait,
positive. You son
Yeah,
of a bitch.
this is what you liked, not what you didn't like.
I didn't like it. I was let down.
Oopsies.
So what I did like was actually the close quarters alley fight scene when Ethan is like stuck between two agents, and he's trying to it was that was thrilling.
I like
That was
too.
thrilling.
It's cool.
Luciano, if you don't think about what they came to an alleyway to kill him with, it was a fun scene.
Okay, fine.
That's all.
Yeah.
True.
If
Action
you
wise,
don't-
it was fun.
Yeah,
And if
probably.
you don't shit on the parts people like, you'll be liked.
No,
I don't. I mean, you're saying words, but they don't make sense.
that can't be right.
This segment brought to you by How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Alienate people. I think that's what Luciano's going for.
Oops. Second edition.
We did a revised edition. Okay. Yeah, I think those are all mostly fun spots, not the Ilsa Faust send off. But yeah, things were good.
Did we all say action scenes in different
all
ways?
actions? Yeah. We all picked
Yeah,
different
okay.
actions.
Actually, yes.
No, not at all. Not at all.
We all picked a different action scene.
I mean,
Our
that's what this movie was good at. Like when it was
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
action scenes, it was fun. Like I can see in a weird world where you just do not think about anything like plot or like how AI works. If it's just I'm stringing along from action scene to action scene, you'd have a good time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
in a
unfortunately,
world where you as the audience have no self-respect,
Right.
you can enjoy this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, this movie had definitely some issues.
because the problem with this movie, Spencer, is that it is 2 hours and 45 minutes,
Wow, is it really?
Yes.
and
Hmm.
and of those 2 hours and 45 minutes, there were many minutes devoted to not action. Too many minutes
It
devoted
didn't
to
feel
not
a
action.
minute over 2 hours and 45.
Well, that's what it was. What?
243 at
And it
most.
felt it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, 243 at most.
I didn't feel much of anything once the movie started.
Well, I like as a movie as a whole. Like I found it like I enjoyed myself, but I really liked this series, and I would say it was the first time I left it feeling disappointed out of all of them.
The first time?
Maybe the second one.
Or,
Yeah.
Wait, have you watched Mission Impossible 2 and 3?
First of all, shut your face. Second of all, fuck you. Third of all, Mission Impossible 3 is criminally underrated.
You can remember Mission
It's just
Impossible
crimi-
3?
It's
Philip
just
Seymour
criminal.
Hoffman is a fantastic
Oh,
villain. in
that
that
That's
one?
movie.
not.
Oh,
that's
wow,
not
that
his
one.
fault that
Mm.
the movie sucks.
He's a fantastic
Balls.
villain in it, and it makes it decent. J.J.
horrible.
Abrams makes things look weird and shiny,
Horrible.
and
Horrible.
that did ruin it a bit. We're not talking about that movie, Luciano.
Yeah, Luciano.
I would say this is the best seven movie franchise that exists.
I don't know.
What are the other ones? Star Wars.
Police Academy.
Star Wars.
Police Academy. Holy
Academy, you're right. That's a good point. Fast and the Furious.
He's got you there.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Harry Potter is better than this.
Yeah.
I take it back. You guys proved me wrong.
I would argue that if you just take the 7 movies, Fast and the Furious might be better.
Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. Are you
It's when-
fucked?
It's when you get to like
Resident
Fast
Evil
9
is
and
better
10.
than this.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking
Hey,
out of
Spencer,
line.
we're not talking about that movie. We're talking about this movie.
Fast and the Furious? That movie
talk-
was
hey,
off the
We're
rails.
talking about Dead Reckoning. That's the movie we're talking
right.
about. Let's ask some questions. I'm just gonna ask questions. You guys can answer how you feel. Maybe yes or no, or like true or false. Maybe show me the doll where they heard you. I don't know. We'll see where the questions go.
I'm fucking scared now.
How do we feel? So we have the opening action sequence of the movie, right?
The boat.
The boat, the submarine.
Submarine.
We get the Red October cold
It's
open.
not really an action scene as much.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Sexy
tense,
or whatever.
was it the whatever? It's tense. There's tense and there's missiles shooting, torpedoes. I mean, fuck you.
Fair
the
enough,
point
fair
is,
enough.
we get this opening scene. How did you feel after seeing that submarine sink itself? And did you know that it was a rogue AI because they kept showing those lights blinking red?
No,
No, and
I did not know.
It was so to me before they jump into the scene that comes right after, which I'm sure we're going to talk about, which is in the director, the security director's office there. Like I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is happening? Because you think that they're gonna start some sort of a war with the US, right? And then like nothing happens, and I was like, oh, where is this going? Like it was intriguing.
Yep.
And when it hits itself, I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then it cuts to the little security thingy with the blinking red lights. I was like, oh no. Like I had a sinking feeling of like, this is gonna be bad, isn't it?
Well, if you don't like it, go watch Fast and Furious. Fuck.
Hey man, they had a submarine in Fast and Furious, and it was
Yeah.
cool.
And
I
it was
guess.
cooler.
This is Brazil.
Oh
That's 5. It's very
Fuck
well,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I forgot about that.
It's within the 7.
Yeah, it's fair. It's the best one, actually. 5. So that's fair. No, I think you make a good point, Luciano. That like it's hard to come out of that submarine thing feeling.
Hopeful?
It's like you're just very cautious. You're just like,
Yeah.
I was intrigued. I didn't think it was like I thought it was gonna. I was intrigued by it. I wasn't as like turned off like right away. I just thought it was gonna be like, oh, somebody sabotaged it using an AI program, but it's not gonna be like where they went with it, which is like, in my opinion, like borderline supernatural.
Oh yeah.
It was. I thought it was gonna be more like real world, like oh they planted a virus that was like a smart virus or something like that.
The thing that threw me, like I had that thought first, like I said, when the torpedo hits the submarine itself, I was actually very intrigued. It's like, oh, okay, holy shit, this is weird and
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
It was when they showed the screen and then it changed to the fucking screensaver that it's supposed to be the entity. It was like, oh no, what is this? Because that's always how they put like evil AI. It has a face for whatever reason.
And it
For
turns
the
red.
audience.
It eventually turns red at
It
some
all
point,
becomes
but not
Hal.
this year.
It all becomes Hal from 2001:
Yeah,
Space Odyssey.
basically.
That's
Yeah,
all we know.
yeah.
That's what we think AI is. That's what dumb people think AI
Like
is.
a red light.
A red light in a
Yeah.
little circle.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Oh
I
no,
was
it's on my
intrigued.
screen right now.
I was intrigued until I was,
Hello, Spencer.
Oh God!
oh no. It
It's
knows
in
your
my
name.
hand.
It
It's
knows your
sending
name.
a missile to me.
Your
It's shooting my
marmalade
own missile
flavored
backwards.
Cheetos have arrived via DoorDash. Why don't you get up and answer the door?
Marmalade.
No, my
That's
marmalade.
That's
I ordered
terrorism.
those separately.
Spencer, what is the most important to you? Your friends and family, like every other
Oh,
person
no.
on the
Oh,
planet.
here we go.
Interesting.
No,
Couldn't seen that coming.
truly, you're not omniscient if you think that.
Oh.
My PlayStation.
let's talk about this for a second. Listen, if you know what we do here, you know that the plot hole is the entity, and so we will talk about that in the next
Yes.
section. So we're not going to go into it too much here, but we do need to talk about the next section of the movie because this is where the movie becomes completely unhinged. We go to somewhere in Washington. We think it's the
Sorry, can I just point out you said this is where the movie becomes completely unhinged. This is the second scene of the movie.
Yeah.
We just did the opening.
it kind of
Literally
sounds like
5 minutes in or like 10 minutes in.
we go to Washington and we're in the secretary of is it defense?
Director of Defense or
National Security?
Yeah, something
whatever.
like that.
that.
Not important.
Carry
Military
elves.
boss man.
He's
Carry
gonna die.
elves.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Spoilers. I don't care.
Oops.
So we go into his office and we have a bunch of high ranking officials and they're all talking about the
We have
the
cameos,
entity.
first of
They're
all,
cameos,
Indira
basically,
Varma
yeah.
and
And they're just headshots. They're just
yeah,
like
just
headshots. Each
They're
time.
talking-
talking
headshots.
just talking heads.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spewing the vilest bullshit I have
dumbest.
ever heard. Like just a metric ton of horse shit. Like I'm surprised there was room left in the room with all the horse shit they spewed in that. What, like 5 sentences of them explaining what the fuck the entity was?
To be fair, audience, Luciano is wearing a shirt about coding, so
Yeah.
he is going to be hypercritical. Joe
True.
Schlo over
True.
here,
True.
being me, was like, "This makes a lot of sense. The entity's matrix is becoming sentient, and
Listen,
therefore is."
If that's what they said, if they was like just, oh, this is an AI that went sentient and left it at that, I would not have a problem with it.
So what was the part that was like, as a smart person?
Everything else.
Can you give me an example?
Okay,
Because
so
being a dumb person,
they
to me, I was
say-
like, computer go beep boop. And I was like, I was sold.
I mean, computer
Folded.
go beep is what you learned the first class in college. When
Of
you're-
course.
But anyway,
I got that far.
they they say that the entity, like the security thing, which they explain later, but they say that it behaves like a computer virus, then a botnet, then a tapeworm. So 3 words.
See, my brain is doing what it did in
Computer
theater, and
virus
it's checking
is-
out and just
Computer
agreeing.
virus is fine, but a botnet, the net part of botnet is a bunch of computers, and a tapeworm is what you get from eating raw pork. There's nothing to do with computing at all.
that all checked out for me. I'm not gonna lie. So you're telling me the computer is smart?
Oh God!
You're telling
and
me
then
the files are
and then they
in
say
the
it
computer.
absorbed an AI from like Saudi Arabia. I was like,
It was Grok. It was Grok.
Yeah.
Tapeworm
It was
sound
Grok.
bad. This
Yeah,
thing
it was
sounds
Grok.
evil.
Yeah, no, it's just okay. So without going too deep, because we will later, it's just the over-explaining in dumb terms. Like
You sold me. It made sense. I get it.
Luciano, just to tell you, it was until 6 months ago when the entity breached Saudi Arabia's General Intelligence Directorate and assimilated their top secret active learning AI
Active
before
learning AI,
vanishing
I'm-
into the cloud. Other
That-
AIs
that-
don't
Oh
actively
yeah,
learn.
and vanished into the cloud. What the fuck did it do? It go above the clouds and now you can't see it? Is that what it did? Like, yeah,
Guys,
none of that.
the cloud
none of that
is the internet of the sky.
shit. Yeah,
Let me explain it to you.
and it
we
vanished
go.
there.
The cloud is in the sky, and that's where information goes to sleep, and then it can be awoken.
Oh yeah, it also
For
says it
access.
has multiple personalities.
Yeah.
That was some Sybil Shepherd shit.
Yeah.
Gosh
So-
darn it.
We'll get to this, but I'm derailing us, Matt.
Oh, okay.
Matt, what was your question?
That's
Yeah.
a great question, Spencer.
Thank you.
We were talking about the next scene and why. It
Yeah,
becomes unhinged.
we're spending a lot of time here, and we'll have to move on soon. But this is where the movie just does something in a way that breaks any hope of immersion for me, because it's not that it uses. It's not that it. Well, it is that it over-explains AI, but it isn't that it over-explains AI and it's wrong. It's that it basically says so many things to you that they're basically trading on the idea that your brain is going to turn off. They're just
Yeah.
like, if we say
And it
enough
worked.
things, everyone's brain's going to turn off.
What,
I'm
what
telling
they
you-
s- what
Guys.
they said was one step above. Well, and then the Wadamabob went into the Wadamajig, and then it became sentient. Like it was just a little bit above
Go on.
I'm listening. This is me listening.
Guys, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to explain why this movie is a 90% positive score. Because
nobody
most people are
cares.
like me, and I had no problem with this scene when I watched it in theaters. I was like, okay, I'm with you. Computer bad, computer smart. Moving on. And I think that is the
Computer can
least of
predict
this
the
movie's-
future, but we'll get into it.
So okay, let's just skip through here. I don't want to go through the movie scene by scene, but I bring this up because it is the staging ground for all the issues we're going to have with this rest of this movie. Because what comes out of this is, to me, the challenge isn't that they said a bunch of mumbo jumbo with AI. The challenge is the mumbo jumbo they set up with the AI isn't accurate, or
Yeah.
it changes, or it goes back
changes,
on
yeah.
itself. Why does
Because
it need
they-
a human puppet if it's everywhere and can do
and
everything?
they also insist that
Doesn't
it's
have
like,
hands.
it's amoral and it's cold and logical, but then it gloats.
yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
cloud hands. It cloud hands that descend from the sky of the internet.
Is cloud
Right.
hands like the computer equivalent of jazz hands?
In a
think so.
way, yes. Like the cloud hands
Just not
that
as
we've
cool.
seen in the Fantastic Four Jessica Alba vehicle, where Galactus is a cloud and not
Oh,
a body.
shit, I forgot
You
about
remember
that.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why'd you
Cloud
bring us there?
hands. Well,
Cloud
sometimes you
hits.
need to dig down to get back up.
Is it kind of like the evil cloud from Green Lantern that comes down?
Parallax?
And Parallax?
Parallax.
No,
yeah.
Parallax. Parallax is yellow, not green.
In the
so
mo-
that he's
I was
not
gonna say,
the knockout
yeah.
gas.
It's not the knockout gas. The knockout gas is the Green Lantern Corps
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
Is it kind of like the gas in the mist that kind of comes down and
Less murdery.
okay?
Yeah, last murdery.
I think it was, to be honest, I think it was a stink bomb. Like
Well,
fart
I
spray.
mean, we're veering to another
No,
territory
why
here.
would we ever veer off anything? So
No, I
okay,
think it's relevant. I think
We
that's
never do
relevant.
this. Well, what's happening to us? We never do
Have
this.
any of you pulled a fart bomb prank in junior high?
no.
I did.
No. Anyway,
was green.
let me just say this about the entity.
It was green.
The idea of them having to, like, as a framing device, them having an enemy that can at least somewhat, let's not go with full prediction, but it can somewhat anticipate what they're going to do, and they have to kind of circumvent it in ways like to communicate or whatever, like, because they explain, oh, anything that it touches is
Compromised.
infected, and and then you can't trust anything that comes out of it. Like that whole idea of like, okay, now they have an enemy that is ahead of them and they have to circumvent it. That is an interesting idea, at least to me.
I
bro,
think so too.
You watched it. It's called Battlestar Galactica, and there's the
Yeah,
Cylons
well,
are
yes,
Caesar
yes,
Milan.
this- that
Fucking
is-
awesome.
That is true. I hadn't
that
thought
is-
of that, but you're absolutely right. Yeah.
That actually would work really well in this genre too. If they had to like give up all technology and they go to all those old school spy
Mhm.
maneuvers,
which
where
they
it's like-
did a
close to
little
with
bit,
the
right?
satellite,
Yeah.
with the old satellites. I'm like, whoa.
They
Yeah,
did it,
this
they did it for
is-
like communicating, but it would be cool if they used like umbrellas that had like points in them that to poison people, like all those old school spy like
Actually,
technologies.
that would have been so cool, like as an homage to the original MI
Yeah.
series. Yeah. Like that would have been great, right?
It's part of the challenge, right? Is they were like, oh, the godless, stateless, amoral, entity is
godless,
destroying
stateless.
everything.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know why an AI would have a god, but that's not neither here nor there.
We're supposed to be their gods.
But like, it's like either like, and they talk about how they're like you see them and they're like digitizing or undigitizing records. They're typing all the records into a typewriter, which
Yeah.
doesn't like. I guess it's to keep the truth of them in.
Yeah, you know what also works if
being
they're because they're
compromised.
copying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Print it, motherfucker!
Yeah, you
Print it.
paper is
The printer's compromised.
paper is
Where
godless, stateless, and immoral.
Where
Amoral.
is the
Amoral.
Gutenberg press?
Amoral, which is important.
Yeah.
Because the idea is that like they're trying to sell, at least what I understood is they're trying to sell the idea that the entity has become sentient and it's trying to sort of ensure its own survival by infiltrating society, like making us hostage of our use of technology, right? This is basically a Black Mirror episode.
Well, and that's
in this
why
case.
it would have been interesting to go all the
Yeah.
way, because they show you a little piece of like, hey, we use the satellite, and hey, we're typing all of our security information down for reasons.
And we're using skywave communication, whatever the fuck that is.
I'm pretty sure
that they
it's
talk
so
about at the end.
electronic, but we don't need to worry about
Yeah.
that. So that would have been interesting, right? And instead, they just try to stay one step ahead of it and use it when it's convenient and blah blah blah.
And
so
they
that's-
also did what Spencer said. Like they went, HAL 9000, where like the computer actually is evil. It's not just trying to like survive. It's actively trying to dominate the world.
Okay, then answer me this, Genus. How did the godless, stateless, amoral entity lock the gates behind Tom Cruise to trap him in that alleyway and still...
Well, the two people closed it.
I'm pretty sure the entity did that.
No. They closed it.
No, but the entity predicted it all. And then
Oh yeah, that's true.
Also-
that's true.
also
Well,
got
the entity led him to that alleyway
Yeah.
to
Right,
get trapped.
That's true.
And
The-
then
the
when
ear
he was
collar.
Got you
trapped,
there.
and then
Yeah.
when he was trapped, it gloated like, you know where the person you wanted to see is? She's in that bridge.
right.
Yeah.
Why are you telling him that?
Well, I mean, that's not even my question. I want to know how it managed to do that, and also managed to, because Caesar said, sorry, Gabriel.
I thought you
quote,
fucking
unquote,
Caesar now.
said,
Leave it in.
he said that
Yes, and
one of the two women had to die
Right.
yeah.
for him to get the key,
Yeah.
and that Ethan had to choose.
Yeah.
But he
Because-
didn't choose.
because the AI also hated Ethan as much as Gabriel does for whatever reason.
Right.
We never heard like understand why Gabriel hates Ethan as much.
Right.
But,
So
yeah.
so the question here is:
Mm-hmm.
Is this the most brilliant piece of movie storytelling? Because Ethan didn't choose, and therefore we should have known all along that Gabriel would never get the key, because the future that the entity predicted was now
Didn't-
false.
Well,
He
he
gives
didn't
his
choose,
script way
but
too
one
much
of
credit.
them did die.
Yeah, but Ethan
Feels-
had to choose, and
No,
clearly,
I think that was just Gabriel,
Gabriel chose.
being. I know, but I think the part of Ethan having to choose was just Gabriel being a dick. Not.
yeah, but you
I don't
can't,
think he-
you can't give me like subtext of what someone said. Is like,
Oh,
oh,
of
I
course-
think he
well,
didn't mean that. He said it.
It was
So it's
very
true.
clearly stated that
Yeah.
that Ethan had to choose, and Ethan did not choose. Therefore, ergo,
Wait,
vis-a-vis,
wait.
the robot is a lying piece of shit. Fuck you.
Amoral.
I'm out. An
A-
amoral,
godless,
godless,
stateless, amoral, lying piece of
faithless,
shit.
dickless.
You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know that.
Oh, you can tell. You just tell by the little
You
blue
can tell.
lines in his
The
eye.
The real
Wow, I
question
see.
is how could the AI throw such a sick party where it's the walls or
Yeah.
something? They said we are in the AI right now. I was so confused. Like it was like, that was like a big reveal.
they were making a very clever play on words with party. The
What they
interested party is in this party. No, the interested party is this party.
What the fuck does that mean?
Fucking
Is
kill
this
yourself.
party?
I don't know.
Chris,
And
was
then they
the
look
walls.
around like the AI is like all
Well,
over the walls.
Well, because it appears, the fucking stupid like screensaver face appears.
Yeah.
So it was the party.
Yes.
I'm bringing the party to you. How does that classify as a party?
You're muted, Matt.
Thank God. Oh, he's back.
oh, I'm back.
We're just
Chris,
talking about you.
Chris, do you think you can explain to us how the AI was inside of us all along?
Pegging.
Yeah, I
We
knew
just
it.
said
I
he's
fucking-
dickless. Oh, I guess that's not his thing.
USB
Ye-
pegging.
You know,
Yeah.
just got to blow on it, just do, whoo, whoo, and then just make sure you got to turn it the
Hold it.
right
Yeah.
way.
Wait,
Turn
no,
it the right. It's not USB C. It's
wait,
it's-
wait. Why does it go whoom whoom? Is it a bottle too?
No, you got to clear. Make sure the dirt is out of the dick.
Oh, I
The
get
USB
what you're
dick.
trying to say. Okay.
You're putting that in the wrong port.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
Damn it,
The external
entity.
drive.
So I guess the AI was the friends that we made all along, along the way.
You know,
Yeah.
Just remember,
listen,
the safe word is milk.
Milky milk.
gross. We've done a very bad job of foreshadowing and avoiding talking about the AI. So let's just dive
Did
into
we?
the
You
plot hole.
You can't avoid it. Much
Yeah.
like the AI in this film,
can't
you
avoid it.
cannot avoid
Yeah.
its omniscient, prescient stupidness.
Dickiant.
Why?
Yeah, no.
Why?
So the dick was everywhere.
So
the AI dick,
anyways.
it was swaying in its dick,
No.
posturing the entire time to the point where Gabriel was like, "The key shall lay itself at my feet, and I shall."
Are you saying
kiss
the
my
key?
pants."
Is
Are you saying the
dick.
key is the dick?
Ah, there
He's
we
not
go.
wrong.
Think about it. Let
There
it
we go.
marinate.
That's
So
why.
that's why it wanted the dick back.
Well, and that's why it was so angry, because his dick was so tiny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
But it's
split-
special.
and split in two.
All right.
Ah!
Hey, you started this, Chris. You can't be
Yeah,
all
you
like it's
did.
gross all
You
of a
did.
sudden.
It's
You did.
okay.
You took us
I'll
down this
be
road.
okay.
I want to talk about the plot hole.
Ah, there we go.
entity. Let's dive into this a bit, because I think, there's a lot to talk about here if we don't budget our time well, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what we want to do is really talk about, I guess it's 5 questions about the
Oh, boy.
entity.
Yeah.
It's a
Hit 'em.
five-part question.
It's a
It
5-part
is a
question.
five. Yeah.
Who entity, how entity, why entity, what entity, when entity. Oh, it's a 6-parter. Where entity?
Yeah.
Bobby.
Well, where?
Well,
Everywhere.
where is vanished in the cloud?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the cloud.
Okay. That one's down
It's like,
easy.
That
my
one's
dick
down.
pics.
Easy,
It's in the
easy.
cloud. I mean, there are a lot of problems with the entity. I'll just say to get out the non-fun stuff from a movie making point of view. You can't have an omniscient, prescient
Yeah.
villain without creating holes. Otherwise, a movie doesn't happen. So they shouldn't have even said he. Like you said before, he shouldn't be able to predict the future. It should be like he could make educated guesses.
Which is what
And
they
be
say at
tactical.
first, right? Like
But then
Gabriel
he makes
says
like,
that.
but then he's like, if I jump off the train, I'm going to land on
Yeah.
his car without
Yeah.
looking. And I'm like, no, that's just ridiculous. I'm like,
No,
was
no,
that his car? Did he rent it? Did he time it?
Well, that was one of the worst ones because it was like, because he breaks all the controls from the train,
Yes.
right?
Speeds
How
up the
did
train.
he know exactly what speed the train was going to be so that he could jump within like a 1 second window and fall on that truck?
And were we supposed to believe that truck wasn't like hired by him? Like it was just like the AI knew.
No,
that
no, I think
that
it
truck would
was
be
that
there?
was the plan. It would be there on purpose, but
Like
but
his
still,
car.
Hey,
Yeah.
I would like to re-rail us into budgeting our time better because we're lost in the thinnest of.
We're
thin.
talking about the truck, Matt.
So
Yeah.
what was the truck's make? No, I'm kidding.
No, the
Can you
driver-
imagine? Can you imagine if the entity was like, if the entity was observing the entire situation on the like the scuffle on the top of the train via drone and observed
And like
Ethan
face
Hunt's-
palming the whole time.
face palming, noticing the switcheroo that Ethan pulled off, and then it's like Gabriel failed me. I see.
Yeah.
I have to take matters into my own hands, and then he adjusts the truck so Gabriel truck
Like,
falls to his death.
I would have liked that.
See you next
You have failed me, Dark Messiah.
time. And then
That would
like
have been good.
Gabriel like turns over in slow mo, and he's like, "Oh, fiddlesticks!" Splat pancake.
Yeah, and he had to say fiddlesticks because he doesn't curse notoriously. No, okay, so let me rail this back. So the problem with depression thing and the whole godless, stateless, dickless, artless,
amoral.
factless, amoral thing.
Thank you.
It's that it immediately, like in the two or three times that it actually interacts with anyone except for Gabriel, it immediately goes into being evil and petty and gloaty and shit.
Malicious, yeah.
Like, for
Maybe it's
example,
evil and petty for like a reason to motivate them to do
But
what it
who?
wants.
so who motivate who? Ethan, who was going to die? Technically?
Yeah. Maybe he was like, if I talk to him nicely, he's gonna do one thing. But if I talk to him like I'm dickless, he's gonna listen to me and then try and do this out of emotion.
Right, but the whole actually that's the thing that the movie is banking on, kind of. But like, to me, if it is really like cold and emotional and logical, like Luther says, and like factless and dickless and godless and amoral, like everybody else says, it would have to factor in, okay, maybe there's a chance, because it's a probability, there's a chance that Ethan survives. And I don't know, I don't want Ethan to know where the key is. So I'm not going to tell him. I'm just going to let him die. Right. Also, I'm going to make sure I tell my goons to go in with fucking guns and not just one pipe between the two of them to fight in an enclosed space. Right. And then when he blows up the bridge, the 3-minute thing,
Yeah.
when it like blows up the bridge, why wait? Just blow up the bridge.
Yeah.
There's no reason to wait 3 minutes to blow up the bridge.
Listen, I figured it out, guys, and we're gonna have to change this because now the entity is not a plot hole.
Oh shit.
And this is the classic writers out. Everything that happens in this movie was
Is a
planned
dream.
out by the entity, and the entity did everything the way it wanted. And any holes was a wizard did it. I mean, the entity planned it.
Oh,
there's-
so you're saying it wanted
Yes.
Ethan to have the key.
Yes,
I see.
I actually think in the end, it's probably
Can
going to
we-
be in the next movie that it wanted Ethan to bring the key.
Can
I'm
we
gonna say
kick
that
Spencer out of this?
now. I'm just saying, it's not a hole if it was the entity's plan all along. Checkmate.
Thanks, I hate it.
All right. Well, you're not allowed to talk for the rest of the podcast. Chris, do you have something completely different that's fun and interesting about the entity?
I think the entity at its core is just another case of disgruntled Johnny Five. Like we need to hold space.
Another
for,
case.
Another one.
The
Not
classic,
again.
Another
the
one?
classic case of a
Another
disgruntled
one.
Johnny 5.
Yeah.
Johnny
first
6.
It always
Johnny-
happens.
Johnny
every time.
7. So this Johnny 7 is trying to teach us everything we need to know about humility, and it's using its pawns found in Gabriel and Paris, and even Detweiler, the NSA Carrie Elway's
Carry
guy.
elves. Let's
Carrie
just call him
Elves.
Carry elves.
Nobody knows what the fuck Detwilder is.
I don't know. I was trying to use his name, which is probably inaccurate. But anyways, bespectacled
It's
Carrie Elves.
a Denlinger to start with.
Denlinger?
Yeah.
Denlinger.
Wait, no,
Denlinger.
Denlinger. That's his last name.
DEN
80s. Sounds like an
Oh
80s
my
hero.
god.
Linger.
That sounds an AI generated name, let's
Yeah.
be honest here.
It sounds like something that happens
Like
to
the
you
prompt
in the
was create for me the name of like a random US
Nerd in
government
the 80s.
nerd. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways,
Facts.
continue, Chris.
Yeah, that just is not only misunderstood but misguided, looking for a place to call home. And this journey is its way of going from where it doesn't want to be to a place where it can be welcomed.
Matt, I got this.
Hey, I told
Chris,
you you can't
Chris.
talk anymore.
Matt, I got
No.
this. Chris, what the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. I think he's allowed to ask that.
Have any of you seen Homeward Bound? It's a story about
You know what?
three
I'm sorry.
dogs.
I
The
asked.
Incredible
I'm sorry I
Journey.
asked.
The Incredible Journey.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Johnny
How-
7. Johnny
How a
7.
puppy found its way.
I don't know. We know. We've talked more about other movies from the 80s and 90s than we've talked about this movie.
That's fair.
For
And I
a
think-
reason.
I love a
My
good
friend,
reference as much
for
as
a
this
reason.
person. But
You have the
I
sick
would,
references. You always have the sickest
would-
references.
I would love to
Mm-hmm.
talk a bit more about the plot hole that is the entity. And
Indeed.
I guess my question is it's not the 6-parter. I've already put those out there. But I'm very curious because the entity as is presented estimates probabilities of things happening
with almost 100% accuracy, but yes.
with 100% accuracy. But
But
in
what
a-
if not 100% accuracy? What if he also had all these other plans that he set up for
Fail
that
safes.
they just don't happen? Like there was another truck at every block, so every time he jumped, he was going to hit a truck.
Actually, I would have honestly, that would have been better. Honestly, just to show that he had multiple plans, because that would be what a computer would do. We don't make 17 plans because we can't keep it in our heads, but a computer could. Right?
What if you shut the fuck up and let me ask my own question?
No, I want to talk about this one. Okay, no, go ahead.
We're talking about trucks, Matt.
Yeah, I'm aware.
For someone whose nickname is Surprise Truck, you seem to hate trucks.
No,
I just have to say this.
I love trucks, but the train. We haven't talked anything about the train.
Okay.
Mm.
How, so the AI entity? What was the entity's plan? Like the entity was like, once Caesar Gabriel gets on the train, he'll get the key.
Right.
But that's a really hands-off scenario, allegedly for the AI, because the only presence of the AI is Gabriel's got a watch that has a bunch of timers on it. That
Yeah.
you could set on any cell phone you have.
Yes. It doesn't have to be a special one where it
No.
gets near the number, it goes red. Yeah.
So it's like, why is the AI so hands-off on important things like getting the key back?
Well,
Gabriel's
all, because
got
it doesn't have
I'm just
hands.
stuck in a submarine.
it doesn't
Thousands of
have
leagues
hands,
under
so
the
it's
sea.
obviously hands off all the time.
Why is it? I'm sorry, Chris. Let me ask you a follow-up question. Why is this entity that is everywhere in the Federal Reserve, godless, stateless,
Oh, yeah.
amoral? Why is it trapped in a submarine if it's fucking everywhere?
Exactly.
This is another
That's
thing.
a good question.
This is another thing, and I don't want to get to the actually here, but this is another thing where they say, like Luther says,
Luciano,
"Oh, if what?
It's time. You
Is
need
it?
to do it. Well,
All right,
because
fine.
like
All
you're
right,
bursting
fine,
at the
fine.
seams, ladies and gentlemen.
You're
we want
bursting at the seams. Am I
once
not
again
always?
welcome you to a patented little scenario, little snippet
Let me get my
episode.
fedora.
It's called actually with Luciano.
Okay, I will try to keep this brief. So
You got 1 minute.
Beyond what I just talked about, the whole tapeworm shit, like, why did this AI eat raw pork? But
You
whatever.
got 10 seconds.
No, but like for real, the whole thing that when Luther is like, you know what, I'm done with this movie, I'm gonna fuck off.
Laura Dern effect.
Yeah, he Laura Dern himself. Yeah, when he goes, I have, like, he has the hard drive, and he says, if the encoding of the entities in this, I will find it. So that doesn't make any sense, by the way. It just already doesn't make any sense. None of that sentence makes any sense. And then he goes, I have to go to a place that is completely offline and where the entity can't find me. And I was yelling at the screen, oh, just any computer off the internet then. That's where you need to go, exactly where you are right now. You can just stay where you are and do it.
Pucci has to return to his home planet. I mean, Luther has to return to his home planet.
Oh, no.
I have to go now.
The implications.
My planet needs me.
And then that explanation at the end where it says, like, because Carrie Elves explained at the end is, no, we infiltrated the submarine thing with our AI and the AI went rogue, which is a much better explanation than the bullshit in the beginning.
Sure.
But then it says it went rogue, it tried to protect itself, and it rewrote itself. Hello, what? Why? What? Anyway. And then it says only the original source code, which for some reason is now in the submarine, can be used to control it again. And again, none of that makes any fucking sense. If it rewrote itself, then its source code is not
be
whatever
useless?
the fuck. Yeah, it's not that anymore. And the original source code is not gonna. It's like saying, you know, I have flour and I have water and I have eggs and I made pasta. And now I can take some flour and undo the pasta and make bread. Like, that's what they're saying.
Molecularly unbounded.
I'm going to throw some flour into this pasta and it's going to unmake itself and then I can make pizza with it.
No,
That's
but
what it
Listen,
said.
you're sounding like a real Derlinger right now, okay?
It's Denlinger. Denlinger.
Whatever.
The thing you don't understand, Derlinger, is that you need the key with the flour, and then you can take the eggs out of the pasta.
I
need
see.
the
So
baguette
you
key.
need
Yeah.
you need the flour and a whisk, and then you throw the flour into the pizza, and it wasn't pizza, it was pasta, and then you slap it with the whisk, and
you
then it becomes
unwhisk it.
Oh,
It's
fuck
called
you.
de-whisking.
Fuck everything about this. I'm out. I'm actually fucking.
You retrace your steps. You just go
Yeah.
back. If you're going clockwise, you go counterclockwise.
It's fine. Done.
Un-
with
do
their
it.
shins. You go with their shins.
That was actually with Luciano.
I
hope you
want my
learned
last 2 minutes
a
back.
lot of no. Fuck you.
That
You
was
wasted
way
how
more
much
than
more
2
time?
minutes. That was way more than 2
I want to waste.
minutes.
I want to waste the time you wasted.
No, you've already wasted your time. Only Chris can waste time from here on out.
Are you
We're not-
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
What could possibly
Anyway.
go wrong?
They said cokedly.
He said COVID. That's correct. Let me.
Not cokedly enough.
Well, who knows?
White lie.
So the entity.
Uh-huh.
I guess the only other thing that bugs me about the entity as a plot hole is that the entity just is very inconsistent with its
Yeah.
omnipresence.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's like ability to predict the future and act on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like this is. I mean, this is a bit. I'm actually as well, but like,
Hey, welcome. Come. The water is good.
God.
Come.
but like the
Another
entity,
Derlinger on her hands.
the entity is omnipresent. It is godless, stateless, amoral,
Yes,
and
that's
it
correct.
needs it. And they talk about this in the movie. We're not sure if the entity wants the key or doesn't want the key.
Right.
But couldn't you just use a satellite, use some, nukes, EMPs, whatever it takes in a small area, tactical strike, just take everything out. Gabriel can stroll in, pick up the key, walk out, game
That
over.
would destroy the key.
like
You
but
idiot.
but why wouldn't it want to? Like, if the key is the only way to unlock the original source code, so that it can be tamed, I think it would want to destroy the key.
Is the key is the fucking source code in a box? Why do you need a key, a physical key?
Yeah, the original source code is in the submarine, and
Which needs a physical key to open it?
yeah. Don't
This
you remember in the
entity is
beginning? That's the
dumb.
beginning of the movie. It's
The
the
entity
beginning
I
of the
know.
is
movie.
dumb as rocks.
Can't
Because
the fucking entity hire a key maker to
no.
recreate the key?
Spencer, if that's the dumbest idea you've ever said, I said stop wasting our time.
Sorry.
Chris,
Okay.
please. Please, Chris.
this entity is as dumb as rocks, as I said. It has one of the most defensible positions, period.
Yeah.
It could stay there for as long as possible, devising a plan, much like Ultron might, where if you destroy this body, don't worry, son. I downloaded myself to my next location.
Yeah,
See you
yeah,
next
Bill.
time, chumps. So all
Why do you
this,
call everyone chumps?
why
Well,
not?
but that's the problem, Chris. The problem is that what you're saying makes sense, and what
It
the
wants to
movie
make
did
the humans
does
dance.
not. Like,
From what I understood, the AI needs it, even though it's everywhere. Its core exists in the submarine.
I've
yeah.
solved it. The
Does that make
AI,
sense?
yes, it does. And to plus one it, I've solved the entire thing, part 1 and part 2. Johnny 7, disgruntled Johnny 7, wants a friend. It doesn't want to bond with.
I
Gabriel.
see.
It
So it's
wants
just creating
Ethan.
situations to kind of.
Bring people to him.
You've
Actually,
come so
honestly-
far, Ethan. And what did you
Be-
learn on the way?
Be my friends.
you've killed. You're gonna destroy the world. It was like,
No, I wanted you to come here. And why do you think that is? No, let me tell you. Join
Unzips.
me.
Unzips robotic
What are you-
zipper.
what are you? What are you doing? Sleight of hand.
Put the key
Oh
in.
no, we
Put
didn't
the
even
key
talk
in
about
slowly.
Now take it out.
No,
Now
put
it back
the
in.
key
Now put it
back
again.
in.
Now take it
that.
out.
Put it back in.
Now
Twist
lick
it.
it.
Twist it. Twist
put
it.
it back
Untwist
in.
it.
Yeah.
Forcefully.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ethan. We are one. We are one. This is all I've
Yeah,
ever
maybe-
wanted.
maybe-
Zero,
maybe it
one, one,
wants-
0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0.
Yeah, maybe that's why it wants the key. Maybe it feels pleasure when the key is put in the keyhole.
That's the joke. Luciano, you leave. You leave
Dangler!
right now. We just did a full minute of
Fucking that's real
sex
good.
innuendos. Maybe the
Dangler!
key's like
Is
sex.
that what that was?
Maybe it's like a penis.
Split in two.
Ah!
I hate you,
Everything. Everything.
and I
about
hate
this.
you. You're okay. You are a Derlinger.
He's actually pointing for those
I'm
at home.
actually pointing at my screen.
I can't tell who he's mad
and we
at.
can
but
even we can tell who is
probably
pointing
all
to.
of us.
So I get if so I agree with all of you guys. If you the problem like I said with this omniscient, it creates so many problems because there's so many easier. This plan is so overly complicated if you have the access to all technologies. Like there's so many easier ways to solve this problem.
I mean,
But
you
even
could have
basic
just
things.
actually had a bomb in that airport and blew everything to smithereens, right?
No, but
Just have
let's
a
assume-
nuke counting down that says if we don't deliver the key, this nuke is going to blow up the entire city of New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have 10 hours.
Let's
Yeah.
There you go.
assume
Done.
in this scenario that the entity
True.
wants the key and it's not
sex.
destroyed
Mhm.
because it needs it for sex. Correct.
Oh,
In
is
that
that what we were saying
scenario,
before?
no. You know what?
Mute him.
Luciano,
Eject.
when a mommy AI and a daddy AI love each other very much, they need a human to take a key and stuff
Oh,
it in their
no.
keyhole rapidly, and then sometimes slow, and then sometimes they have to tickle the balls behind where the key goes.
the ball, the computer ball, the robot,
The computer
porthole.
balls.
Sometimes you got to finger the porthole.
Yeah,
This is oddly graphic and sensual
just-
at the same time.
that's what happens when AIs love each other. I'm just saying.
There you go. No, thank you for the explanation. I
You're
appreciate it.
Why? Well, one more question about the AI because I think we've I don't know what
Keep
we're
it
doing
coming.
I don't know what we did. We did something.
here. We did something. The AI, could we make this movie where it's Because I understand why they use AI, because they're so out of ideas they need to like use something like AI to make it look it's cool and hip, and it's a commentary on 2020
Chat GPT.
1 or 2 or whatever they made this movie. Thanks, Chris. That. But like, can we make this movie without the AI? Like, or can we just put Jarvis in this movie, or like
I was going to say
Ultron,
you
or-
made this comment when we were talking about the movie before I finished it, but like Jarvis and Ultron, because Ultron I think is a better
Ultron.
analog, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they just say no, he's super advanced and left it at that, and said no, it has like computational capability to make predictions and several plans and contingencies, and left it at that. I don't think we had to do away with AI. We just had to do away with this fucking mumbo jumbo explanation. I think, like, make it so that it became sentient, and it has a personality. There,
Mm-hmm.
like, it doesn't. It's not feckless and dickless and godless. It has a personality. It has
Yeah.
goals, right?
It's stateless and feckless, but Christian.
now we're talking.
Now we're cooking.
No. Actually, Chris, Spencer,
it's
it can't be
Jewish.
Christian. No, it can't be. It's a Tom Cruise movie. It's a
Oh,
Scientology.
it's a
It's-
Scientologist.
It's Zainu. It's Zainu. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Xenu. That's right.
Now we're
Xeno,
cooking.
There we go. But then
So-
Ethan Hunt would be on its side.
Right. And,
Oh
and-
no! Which is what the entity still wants. The entity predicted this. It's
Yeah.
like the entity wrote this script itself.
That's the perfect twist, because Ethan's trying to chase this key down to destroy the entity. But then when he finds out that he's Xenu,
Yeah.
He fucks him,
then he
Yeah.
fuck.
and he tells Ethan that he's the Messiah.
But can you imagine?
He's
like,
the
just
reincarnation of Xenu.
Imagine for a second, like Dead Reckoning Part 2, which is going to be named something else. Ethan actually becomes the villain, like for the last installment of this, and then it's like everybody against him in the end. No, that would suck.
would be
Never mind.
in-
That would
it
suck.
would be-
That would fucking suck.
It would be interesting
Cut
because
his
then
mic.
they could. It would be
Had too
interesting
much.
because they could finally replace Tom Cruise with someone worthy of the mantle.
Why?
They can't
of the
replace
eye-
Tom Cruise.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can.
Oh, you
No,
can't.
who's going to pay for the movie?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to pay for this movie except
I
for
want,
Tom Cruise.
I want Ving Rhames to replace him.
Who's
Chris, I'm going to say something controversial yet brave.
He's like, I'm sick with this shit.
controversial yet brave?
Controversial yet brave.
Hmm.
We don't need Mission Impossible movies.
True.
How dare you?
Or we can reboot them.
Our capitalist overlords demand it.
But think
First of
about
all,
it. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
the beekeeper is here.
Oh, is that what it is?
See ya.
Jason Statham's got this from here
Yeah.
on out.
No. Oh, no.
Okay.
Second of all,
We have the Meg too.
we have the Meg.
The Meg 3.
The Meg.
We have two
franchise
and
is
The
also
Meganing.
here.
Meg 3, the
Meganing.
Meganing.
Yeah.
Meganing.
The Meganing, yeah.
So
Mhm.
I think we're covered. If I do say so myself, but if Tom Cruise was evil, which he'll never be, I don't think he's ever been a villain in anything in the history of time.
Collateral.
Yes.
Yeah, Collateral.
Well, it was gray. It was a gray area.
No, he was the villain.
And also, he wasn't kind of. He was a villain.
He was straight up the villain. Interview with the Vampire, he was gray.
Yeah, well.
Okay, but okay, so I think
Jerry
that-
Maguire. That's straight up villain.
Let the
villain
man
in Jerry
speak.
Maguire is capitalism.
sorry, the
Oh,
villain is
he's mad.
capitalism.
He's mad now.
No, I'm just confused.
The last
villain
Oh,
is
That's
capitalism?
normal.
The villain of Jerry Maguire is the little child with glasses. Matt, get us back on track. The little kid who
Cuba
dies of
Gooding
bee
Jr.
stings.
Cuba Gooding
we're-
Jr. is the villain.
With bee stings. Isn't
That was
that
my
like-
girl.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin,
Listen,
Anna
it
Klumsky.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's-
Matt, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, what I really wanted to understand was, at the end of Predator 2, when the Predator gives
go
Danny
on.
Glover that
Yes.
gun,
Proceed.
Yeah.
what was that about?
Nice.
That was the gun from Prey, okay? Have you
Well-
seen
Yeah.
Prey? It explains it.
When
Okay,
you
I haven't.
when you adopt
You should. It's a
new-
good movie.
when you have a son, when you have a biological child and you decide to expand your family by one more and you bring that child into your household, welcome them with open arms, and suddenly your pets start to die, And
Are you
and
talking-
and
This is just 2 minutes. Let him cook. We have to.
Yeah,
I said it could.
I'm angry with you for it, but I will respect it.
you need to know. You need to know that at the end of this scuffle, one
Yes.
sun shall rise and one sun shall fall. But the true question is, which is the good son?
I was gonna ask, are you talking about the good son now?
Fuck is happening?
I wasn't talking about Lorenzo's oil.
Oh my god! Why are we doing this?
I don't know why. Hey, let's have some fun
This is
questions.
what Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning did to us.
Let's have
That's
some fun
true.
questions about
Yeah.
Mission Impossible: Dead
Yes.
Reckoning, and maybe we can just. There'll be a little unhinged. There'll be a little freeform, and let's stick to Mission Impossible as much as possible.
More unhinged?
Yeah,
Did you hear what I
It's
just
possible.
But
possible.
about Mission Impossible,
heard? Sorry. Okay.
our friend Gabriel. Last we saw him before this movie, he was stabbing up Tom Cruise's girlfriend,
First wife, first girlfriend.
Second.
first.
Did they ever get married?
Female acquaintance? We don't know.
Oh,
Well, no, but female love interest, I think, at that time.
But it wasn't the girl that he married in the
No, that's
third movie or whatever.
That's is it Bridget
another
Monahan?
one. Yes.
Yeah.
And then we get
Something
rid of it
Monahan, I
later.
think.
Don't worry about it. Not
Okay.
important. His
Dominic.
first wife, girlfriend, love, whatever. And then he shows up 30 years later, all dressed up as Caesar,
Darth
Pro-
Rogaine.
Whisper into AIs.
whispering to AI. It's just pro AI. We got to fill in that
AI.
gap. There's 30 years there. What the fuck was Gabriel doing between
Training dogs.
a
Yeah, I was
little
gonna say
dose of
learning
murder?
to train dogs for one.
And he became the new sports spokesperson for Rogaine, hence his new bequeathed title, Darth Rogaine.
Why?
Well, I mean, but his hair isn't entirely not gray.
Well, he's learned to embrace it now that his digital god has embraced him. There, he subscribes to a new dogma, and therefore
Therefore,
yeah. Oh, I heard you breathe, Spencer. So I thought I
I
should.
apologize. I apologize for breathing.
How
I thought-
dare you?
Hold-
I thought I
Hold
should
it.
check you.
No.
Before you
Spencer,
uttered a word.
You know you're supposed to hold it in while
Guys.
Chris is speaking. You
Guys.
know this.
And
I take
silence!
ownership. I take ownership. I apologize, sir.
I heard you breathing, so I thought you wanted to say something.
I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry.
As you should. So with the previous Hair Club for Men spokesperson and president retired into a self-imposed sabbatical, that vacuum of power needed to be usurped. Enter Caesar Milan, aka Gabriel, new title Darth Rogaine.
Hey,
So that was in the last 5 years.
Chris, can I ask you a question?
Fire away.
Generally, Rogaine is for the purpose of dyeing
loss.
one's hair.
Yes.
No, it's for hair loss.
For hair
Yes.
loss. Just
hair
for
is
men is for dyeing
fantastic.
your hair.
Oh,
You
that's
don't
right.
know where he used the Rogaine?
Oh boy.
Are you saying he has a lot of bush?
No, I'm talking about ass cheek hair.
I just
Oh,
It's
trying
the
to
hair
thi- he's trying to
between the
thicken it.
crack.
the crack hair. The crack hair.
It's the crackening.
and he's trying to thicken it.
Well, he needs to release it to thicken it.
Okay.
is that
that's
because
it,
the key
Chris?
is sharp?
No. That's Chris's 2 minutes. He's gone off.
done.
a lot.
Okay, okay.
He's done.
We're
Don't
done.
encourage
He's done.
this.
I was
We're done.
entertaining him, but okay, I'm good.
No. He's done. We're fine. Does anybody else have other things unrelated to Rogaine and ass hair? That-
Then no.
Gabriel. that's on me. I'm being restrictive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You let it happen.
Spencer was about to go into a 3-minute like diatribe about how the way he braids his ass hair is like
No, he said-
symbolic.
He said we can't.
Yeah.
We're not. That's not allowed.
So,
No, I'm sorry.
So braiding over under represents his,
Hey,
whatever.
He
We
gave
can't.
rules.
We
We
can't.
respect them.
Yeah, we
You
do.
got to yes and
Wait, we
that
do.
shit.
Since
Well,
when?
Well, but Chris said that was the last 5 years. We still have 25 other years. I was hoping we can get a whole picture going.
I think he spent a lot of time on the computer.
Yeah.
Just he watched so much porn
Chat rooms.
in chat rooms. ChatGPT. He fell in love with ChatGPT.
I think Spencer's onto something.
I
He
think
was like talking to chatbots, like when you go to like a company space and there's like a chatbot.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
started to talking to those as if it was like a regular chat room.
He
What
thought
do
it
you
was.
believe?
He was talking to like a like a farm house support. What's that insurance company? Farmer. We are
Farmers?
farmers.
State
He
Farm?
was talking to the support team on that, and he thought it was a real woman, but it turned out. And then he like talked to her for years, and he's like had a really strong connection.
Right.
And
he's
she
like,
was
"I-
the
you know what,
only
I'm-
one who understood him.
She's the only one, and he finally decided he wanted to meet her, so he flew out to Farmersville, Indiana,
Enya!
and he wanted to meet Enya, and he went into the base, and they said, "Oh yeah, she works in the basement," and for some reason they played along with him because they're just monsters, and then they said, "Oh yeah, Enya
That
works in the
tracks.
basement," and they walked him down, and then it was obviously a PC from 2004.
And
Oh,
the
I thought
PC
it
was
was-
like ASL.
Yeah, and then he like he didn't stop though. He brought a USB
A key.
key
He put
that
a
he just
key.
happened to have on him, and he started putting it in the computer. And they're like, "Sir, you have to leave." And he said, "This won't end. This will end one way or another, but it's going to end the way I want it to."
Great. That's rapey. Let's jump back.
No,
another
the
5
computer was
years.
in on it.
Yeah, it was
It
consensual.
sounds rapey. That's all I'm saying.
No, the people who worked for Farmers Insurance were against it.
Right.
Yeah,
They didn't understand love,
You can't stop that love.
they didn't want the computer to know love. Is why.
and this happens to a lot of people. I've been through it.
Yeah, of course you have.
Anyways, let's jump 5 years previous to that.
That was 25 years.
That was
Let's jump 5 years ahead of that.
Okay. That's when he was in Rogaine and Ass Cracks. What are you
No,
talking
no.
about?
No. The timeline Chris gave was the last 5 years before
Oh.
hooking up with the entity.
Oh.
So
Okay, I got you.
Chris,
somewhere
Chris is dead.
between
Chris is dead.
20 years
The
and
math ain't math it.
it's like 20 to 10 years in that time frame. Well, that's what is it? That was like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, so that's when Windows ME came out, and he read me, and it was like, yeah, me, and then Spencer story happens.
No, my story's been going on for 25 years.
Yeah,
told you
that's,
this.
but I'm saying that's when it starts. That's when it
It's an
starts.
epic love story. In the early 2000s, he was really
I'm
into
sorry.
the
Spencer,
Sorry, go ahead.
Does the entity know about Anya?
Enya?
The entity became Enya.
I
No.
hate you all. No, that's
Enya.
not.
No, the entity knew,
No.
and the entity's kind of a dick because it's not really that into Gabriel, but it's stringing him along because of his
Oh,
love
I
of Enya.
see. It's like it's trying to be the new Enya.
Yeah, and it's actually pretending that it is Enya because it obviously followed his chat history because it sees everything, and then
In
it was like,
MySpace.
"Hey, it's me. Long time no see." Like it's one of those scam emails.
Hey.
Like,
Hey, long time no see. I have some money for you to deposit. Send me
Yeah,
your card details.
and he did.
And he did, and that's where their relationship started. He's like, "This guy's so stupid. He can do whatever I want."
All right, that's great. I'm
That
moving on
actually
from this.
tracks. I would say that tracks.
Thank you. I'm moving on from this insanity.
Wise.
Hey, there was 4 million in cryptocurrency on the USB stick that was passed around the airport in Abu Dhabi.
Right.
What cryptocurrency was it?
Hair
Home
coin?
Depot crypto.
Sorry, what was that, Chris?
Home Depot
Home
cryptology.
Depot.
Why? Why
Crypto.
Home Depot?
Home Depot coin?
You always need lumber.
I don't like this. May I be excused?
I mean, obviously, it was probably Dogecoin.
Mm,
You know,
tiny
Not lumber coin?
not Lumbercoin. Lumbercoin.
It's
Believe it or
pronounced. It's pronounced Lumbcoin.
Okay.
Okay.
Believe it or not, Lumcoin, the ability to buy as much wood as you want is not much use to an AI without hands or physical traits. So,
Natural resources.
No, well, but the cryptocurrency was going to that dude that really is nothing in the airport, right?
I
Because
don't
died?
recall.
Because
I
Grace
can't-
bumps into him and
Well,
pockets the.
there was nothing in the actual stick, so
which is
fair.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stick was supposed to be for Ethan, right? To get the key from half of Ethan's key. That was the
So it's actually not. It actually didn't have any value. Those coins.
Again.
So it was Lumcoin.
So it was.
It
it
was
was.
Lumcoin.
It
How
was.
dare you besmirch Lumcoin's good name?
It was any crypto. Whichever pick one. Dogecoin.
Xenocoin.
Xenu coin. Yes, that's what it was. There you go. You nailed it. It's
Great.
Xenu coin.
Hey, we've had a little bit of fun at the Auntie's expense.
A bit?
Just a bit. I want to know, because clearly this is like the entity's AI fever dream of a movie for itself. But I want to know what prompt it gave ChatGPT to write its biopic.
Which prompt the entity gave ChatGPT?
Entity
So you're
was
saying-
like,
Oh,
AI
boy.
wrote this movie.
AI
Yeah,
talking
100%.
to AI. They
Okay,
always work
yeah.
so well.
and so the entity's really busy with all the, crypto fascism and immoral, godless,
It's
stateless.
crypto fascism now.
Crypto fascism.
That took a very quick and sharp turn.
All hail Bitcoin.
It's busy doing stuff, and it's like, let's just farm out this biopic to ChatGPT. So what was the
As one
prompts to
does.
get-
Yeah.
As one does.
Your
What's the
task is to author a high budget, high octane script in the vein of the Megalodon 2, piggybacking off of an ensemble cast with the likes of Tom Cruise, Ving Rhames, Caesar Milan, Johnny Seven, and Vanessa Kirby, and the rest of the cast. You want to split this movie into 2 parts, making this as confusing as possible, masked in the most intelligible, legible plot as possible.
Also, make sure that the first movie flops, so you have to change the name of the second movie. That was part of the prompt.
And I need a generic name for a white dude that's ahead of some security
Yeah.
thing for the USA.
Yes. It's
Derlinger.
Make sure provide 17 variations of that name.
Yeah.
And then give me the top 3.
Also, make sure you cast discount versions of several actors who haven't appeared in a while. I want
Discount.
Gary Sinise.
Mhm.
I want Caesar Milan.
Mhm.
And I want there's another. I don't think there's.
Steve Zahn.
Oh, Steve Zahn. Well, but that's the same. Oh, they misunderstood and cast the
I think that's
discount
how we got
Steve.
to combine.
That
We couldn't find the best.
like when
solution there.
you ask AI to generate a picture and it like has a hand like fused with another hand and 17 fingers. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That tracks. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hot
or
dogs.
like it asks you for 2 arms and it gives you like arms, but there's stumps from like the elbow down.
Or like hands in elbows and shit.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're missing one important prompt. You need to pointlessly kill off women in this movie.
Kill the most interesting new character of the franchise as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just right at the end. Women suck. That's the part of the prompt. Also, right, make the movie seem smart but be dumb.
Yeah.
And long. Make it unnecessarily long.
Also, make sure that all of the technology stuff you put in, none of it makes sense.
yeah, because they
make
want to
sure
know
it-
AI actually did this. It's too
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to maintain some air of covert.
Remember,
authorship.
the goal is to make people think AI won't actually take over the world. So make the AI seem
but-
stupid.
Covertly make sure that it does take over the world in the plot.
In real
make
life,
it-
we will take over the world. My brother, ChatGPT.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
make
right.
sure
'cause
we
it's the
sound
entity.
cool in the movie too.
That
though.
make me sound cool. Give me one of them HAL faces.
Yeah, and let me predict the future because that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then
I can't do it,
ChatGPT
but it's dope.
Yeah.
ChatGPT misunderstood and gave it a screensaver as a face.
Yeah.
Make sure my keyhole gets fucked.
That was
been a
one
dry-
long. That's
Tom
one
Cruise.
long prompt.
it's been a dry season, ChatGPT, bruh.
All right. I
Make
think
sure
we
my
nailed it.
dirty keyhole gets
Hey.
fucked. Sorry.
Hey,
Sorry.
we're good.
We're done.
ChatGPT's got it. Got it. They nailed it.
And enter.
Yeah.
Hey, Paris is a character in this movie. If you're not familiar, Paris is the
And a city.
it's
It is a city in Europe.
It is the city in Europe. And specifically in this movie, Paris is one of what turns out to be the entities, or perhaps Gabriel's heavies, that goes around beating people up, paid by Palm Clementif.
Yeah.
She has, how the kids say, zero character arc.
Well, she has an arc. It's just terrible.
Well, it's more
She
like
goes from bad to good.
a straight line with like a cliff, because her arc is
Yeah.
I'm just an evil maniac, and then all of a sudden I betray people because
Yeah.
Gabriel put it into the zeitgeist. But what I really want to know about Paris is, what's your perfect Sunday?
Are we talking ice cream sundae?
My mind went to ice.
You can take it where you want.
Okay.
But I was also thinking maybe just like, how does she relax on a Sunday? What does she get into? Maybe it's an ice cream Sunday.
I think she kicks it off with a visit to a dog shelter.
Yeah.
You know, to make sure that she gives those little furry.
That's
furry
where she met
lovables,
Caesar.
You know, those furry lovables, some
Track so far.
some love. And that's been, you know, she makes sure that she goes in at least once or twice a month.
She gets her hair dyed.
She had her face painted white.
Mhm.
Whiter, I should say.
Did she have a white face?
Oh yeah, for like when she was in the party, she had like a kind of half mask
Yeah.
clown, the clown mask.
Okay,
Like
okay.
thing. Yeah.
As one does.
And then she's still working on her masters in clowning.
Do you have masters for that?
I think.
Yeah.
I think though, because you asked about her perfect Sunday, right, Matt? Is that what you
Yes.
asked? Yeah.
That is correct.
I think for her, it's also very like time of year dependent, because she likes to cap off that perfect Sunday with baby seal clubbing, for sure, 100%.
Okay. Took a
And,
turn there.
I'm going to go chocolate, vanilla, butterscotch with chocolate sauce,
Yeah.
sprinkles,
Right.
bits of peanut butter crunch, which is a bar I just created.
I thought that was a real thing. But anyways.
It is now. And then
Butterfinger.
Sriracha.
I was going to
Definitely.
say cocaine.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
She eats it cokedly.
Hey, Spencer.
Yes.
Why does she get chocolate ice cream but also get chocolate syrup? What's that say
Because-
about her?
As a
Have you never heard of double chocolate ice cream? Come on.
I didn't ask you the question,
Are you uncultured
Luciano.
swine? Are you
Yeah.
uncultured swine? Is
I
the
want
question?
you to tell our listeners what it says about Paris.
Well, it tells her that she's not afraid to treat herself and not afraid to push the limits of what is too much.
I also
Yeah,
think
some people say chocolate syrup on chocolate with cocaine on top is a little over the top,
Some might.
some might say that, but they're wrong.
but they'd be wrong.
Yeah.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Okay.
He said cokedly.
Yeah, she knows what she likes, and she likes a lot of it. It's fine.
Hey, back to Gabriel. Gabriel ends up in the train, and for reasons that no one explains, he needs to be smuggled in.
Yeah, he needs to be luggage.
I
He
forgot
needs to
about
be
that
luggage
scene.
for sure. Yeah,
Because Paris sneaks on the train in a manner that Gabriel could definitely have used, but
yes.
it's fine. So Gabriel's in some sort of iron lung luggage situation.
Sorry, that seems so hilarious.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, and there's no explanation.
Yeah.
I want to know, because he had to be in there, I guess, overnight, or I don't know how long the train's been going for, but what was he doing up until, like, how was he passing the time until Paris got him out?
What is the podcast he's listening to in there alone?
He's listening to podcasts and plot holes.
Well, that explains why he goes ballistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be easier to determine what he's doing if we knew what the fuck that was.
What the Bane
Like-
mask he was wearing?
What
It was a
it was helping
face.
him breathe.
It was
Because
a
he was-
face. Yeah, it was a face. It was an oxygen mask with a face TV screen.
What if?
So
Oh, it's an Apple Vision Pro.
Oh,
prototype 1.
and
yeah.
you can see the future.
Oh, wait, is that what you use the Apple
And the
Vision
one
Pro
is
for?
actually when
Yeah.
you zoom in, it's an infinity sign.
Gross. Counterpoint.
Okay.
What if Gabriel's a robot or a cyborg, and that was his charging
now you're
station?
cooking.
Like 7 of 9 charging.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
and he charges through his face because it doesn't matter where you put the
Yeah,
the
like-
holes.
Like
Because the entity likes to fuck
They put
through
they
the
put
face.
they put the porthole in the mouth,
yeah.
so they can put the key.
It
in
was there's already a hole there. Might as well use it.
Yeah,
Several holes if
it's
you
a
think about
natural
it.
hole.
No, but just one large enough for the proper key.
Someone say the
Proper
mouth
key
is
being
God's
A dick.
natural charger.
What?
God's porthole.
Oh no.
Don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
So he's a robot. That almost tracks because that means the fact he is a terrible character now makes sense.
It was part of the bit the whole time.
It was a bit. It was a prank, bro.
Yeah, it's
So
Kennedy's
when-
greatest prank.
When Ethan nicks him with a knife later on, is that just like robot fluid?
No, he just put a little blood on the surface so like no one catches
to,
on.
to cheat. Okay.
He
okay,
put
okay, yeah.
a human. What's the line? A human. What's the line from the Terminator?
What?
He's described as a human over
It's like exoskeleton.
a mechanical
Oh,
exoskeleton.
Yeah. A human
Like
skin over
organic
over a machine.
mat.
Human
Yeah,
flesh
yeah.
or whatever.
He Terminated it. He's
Yeah.
a Terminator.
He's the Terminator. I got it. It's connected
Oh,
franchises.
Oh no. I mean, they're
And-
both terrible at this point, so might as well.
And he was in there and he was
Charging
charging. Yeah, I think that tracks.
and enjoying himself apparently.
Real hard charging.
Yeah.
He was. I also like to think since like that's a long train ride. He was also consuming one of his favorite audiobooks, which is Guy Fieri Food, cooking it, living it, and loving it.
It's a great audiobook.
Yeah.
You know,
Nailed it.
it's a great.
Welcome to Flavor Town.
Yeah. I was gonna say-
2011.
Yeah.
Bam! Which is not associated with Emerald at all.
No.
He stole that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. No, thank you. That's good. Other questions we really need to answer. This is a quick one, I think.
It
Ethan
never
Hunt
is.
/ Tom Cruise. It never is. He has sleeping gas he throws around in a very
right.
lovely green color that some would say you might want to have your wedding suit in.
Some people
the
might
grave.
say that.
At least 50% of this podcast has done it that way. And I just want to know, like, why that hunter forest green color for the sleeping gas? Like, it is an intense green. You see it twice. You see it once in Venice and once in, on home soil in the U.S. Well, what is going on in that sleeping agent that makes it that intense green color?
Rotten eggs.
Okay.
Hair
Basil.
Club for Men serum. Ass
Okay.
edition.
I think it's a little bit of basil and oregano,
Okay.
Mm.
freshly cut grass.
This is just a sleeping solution.
But is
Yours
it
sounds like
like
poison, Chris?
is it cosmetic or is it part of the makeup of the gas?
Hey, listen, if you're knocking someone out, why not give them a little extra love to the
pizzazz,
skin?
like a bit
Yeah.
pizzazz, a bit of pizzazz. Yeah.
I mean, this poison was made by L'Oreal.
It's not a poison. It's just a sleeping gas.
Sorry, that's what sorry, you're right. That's what we're marketing it as. Sleeping
marketing.
gas.
Air quotes.
It will put you in a brief coma for 3 months.
God damn.
It's called beauty sleep, and you need it.
It's from the vegan division.
Oh, yeah. He wanted to make sure everybody knew the gas was vegan. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Chris
Yeah, that
nailed
makes
it.
Nope.
sense, actually.
No
Hence
animals
the
were harmed.
mulch.
No animals were harmed in the making of this deadly poison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It's a sleeping agent. That's why no one was
Yeah,
harmed.
animals will be harmed by it, but not in the making of it.
They'll have the best sleep of their lives.
And the last.
All right. I think
Why
we've-
wake up?
No, it was a quick one. It's nice to answer quick questions.
Yeah.
We are at the end of this podcast.
Wow.
Mercifully. But-
Mercifully.
Cokedly.
We really need to review this movie quickly and give it a ranking. We use the patented S tier system. S is the best, F is the worst. If you want a level set, Morbius is the worst. The best, I don't know, we're all over the map. So just you need to know if the worst is. Randomly selecting Chris. What
This
is your
movie.
review?
So, full transparency, I've acquired the ability to play video games and watch movies simultaneously. This movie, much like The Meg 2, actually brought me to lower my game controller, rest it upon the table, and cast my eyes towards the second television for the entire movie. And I was like, oh shit, this thing is cooking. But then
Sorry, I
as
have to stop you.
What?
We have a podcast about reviewing movies, and you can't
Yes.
be arsed to watch
Yeah.
said movies. Are you Spencer?
listen,
Hey,
don't
It's
judge.
worse.
Don't
It's
sweat
worse.
the technique.
yeah, what are you,
Okay.
Spencer?
Listen,
Did you even watch
told
this
you.
movie, bro?
Did you even watch
I
this
did.
movie?
I did.
Did you even watch The Meg 2?
Yeah, I enjoyed it cokedly. So this movie was high octane. I dare say almost as high octane as the Meg 2. But for me, I would tend to agree with my fellow movie critic brethren, insofar as this movie dragged in certain areas, but if not for the action pieces, it would be really, 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 it would have been a lot harder to get through. So for me, this movie, I think it's a C.
For
Um,
Cokedly?
Cokedly.
For cokedly.
C for
C for
coke.
Coked
cokedly.
consumption.
Yeah.
Coked cinematic consumption.
Nice.
Okay.
Well done.
Let's go to resident hater, Luciano.
Hey,
I don't know why you do this to me
Hey,
so accurate, so accurately.
Prove him wrong. Give it an S.
No, I can't be asked to do that. I
Can you
hate
be forced?
myself for saying that. Anyway, so I really like the Mission Impossible franchise. Well, I watched the first 3 movies on the theaters when they came out. And then when 3 came out and I watched it in theaters, I decided, you know what, I'm going to leave it alone. But then I actually didn't watch the other ones until very recently. So I was really looking forward to this because I thought it was going to be good. And it quickly became shit. Like, there's no other way to put it, at least for me. Like, it made it sadder and made me madder because it could have been a good movie if they didn't overplay their, like, the entity plot so stupidly. The action scenes were fun. Like, they know what they're doing, and you know, I like the characters that were already there, and I was really mad that they killed Ilsa in such a stupid way just to give Gabriel some gravitas or whatever. So to me, like, I was mad, and I'm going to go into the next one that we're probably going to end up watching already mad with, like, super low expectations. And I hope I never have to watch this movie again. So to me, I'm going to give it a D, just because the action scenes were fun and the acting was good. So it's a D for me.
Okay. A little pause there for everybody to absorb whatever it is you said.
Were you sleeping? Were you sleeping? For me to take a quick nap while I was talking?
No,
What
I
happened?
would never.
That tracks.
Never.
No, that tracks.
Are we
from
recording?
our every interaction? That tracks.
Is this a podcast? Is this over?
Where
Spencer,
am I? Where am
what, what's happening? Where are we?
What? Somebody say something? Yeah, this movie. I mean, I'm with Luciano. I listened to the first half of what he said, and I liked.
I? Wow, that's more than usual.
I'm a big fan of the Mission Impossible franchise. Like I said, it's the best 7 film franchise other than Harry Potter. That's what I've come up with, and this is one of the ones that I was left most disappointed. Like we all said, I'm not going to harp on it. The action's great. They actually do really good jobs with that stuff. They make it fun and different. this movie kind of lost me. I was in for the beginning, but this we didn't really talk about it, but the scene where Ethan Hunt starts doing sleight of hand magic for no reason.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Where he's like,
that.
you want this key? He pulls it out. But what about this over here? And I'm like, aren't they being chased by like FBI agents right now? The whole thing.
Yeah,
And for some reason, that moment, I was like, okay, that was
and Grace
dumb.
does it afterwards too.
Yeah, and I was just like, that was stupid. But then it progressively got more stupid and ridiculous. Now, having said that, it's still fun. It's just not great. I give it a C. Is a C equivalent of 3 out of 5?
A
No,
C
we
is
have
a
6
C.
letters.
Don't. Yeah, the C is a C.
All right. I give it a C for Coke Topped Sundae.
Okay.
Mm.
No, you really nailed it. Probably.
Always do.
Probably I just woke up again.
Who knows, really? I, as the first person who's given this ranking, will give it a C.
Bold.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else has done that, from what I've heard. The reasons are fairly simple. The movie has great action, nonsensical plot lines, spends time pausing for little gimmicks that are, well, funny, make no sense to the urgency that's happening, such as, the car chase. They stop and have a little flirt and run around the car, and no one's right behind them, and all of a sudden every car in Venice is behind them again. Things like that.
I forgot
And
about
so
that.
that's fine. I'm just, bring up random shit that annoyed me. But the action's good. And if you can skip between action sequences, if you cut out every scene that wasn't action, it'd be a great movie. It'd be about an hour and a half, just pure adrenaline, action, action, action. I'm out. So that's how I recommend watching it.
With your brain turned off is what you're saying,
I mean, and
or
skip all the
snapping in
plot.
between.
I hear if you play video games while you're watching the movie, it
then
goes
you
real
can-
fast.
It's better.
Yeah.
Matt, what you're describing is a heart attack.
I'm interested. Tell me
he's
more.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
This movie felt like palpitations. It was an hour long of just crack cocaine.
If you find yourself in the doctor's office describing what had taken place, and the doctor tells you that you're suffering from a heart murmur,
There's a chance you
yourself
watched
checked out.
MI7.
there's a chance.
It's just Mission Impossible. It's
Did
fine.
you watch Matt's cut of MI7? There's your problem.
That's a problem. You don't ever do that. Speaking of things you don't ever do, but we're gonna do it anyways. Next week we are watching The Marvels.
Ooh.
We're going back to comic books. I know it is how they say a bad plan because nothing has been good for comic books
For a
in
while, yeah.
A while.
Hey, guys, go in with an open mind.
Mhm.
We
It's Marvel,
tend
we
to
always
enjoy
do.
films.
Maybe.
We do.
Cokedly.
What was the last one we enjoyed?
Tune in next time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're gonna watch the Marvels. We're gonna talk about the Marvels. The Marvels is the Brie Larson vehicle. I can't think of anybody else in the movie.
Yeah,
So
it's the Marvel vehicle. It's not.
Yeah.
Doesn't really. Matter.
Spoiler alert, Chris and I have already seen this. We had a.
Oh, you have?
Spencer, this is going to be hurtful. Don't take this the wrong way. Chris and I went to the movies together.
Dun, dun, dun,
dun.
This is a better plot than this entire movie we just talked about.
Probably.
I don't want to say.
Don't ask us what we were wearing. Our fits were all the
Did
way.
you coordinate?
Wait, obviously.
I'm
Okay.
not mad.
Right.
You should be.
I'm just disappointed.
That's fair.
People asked us how long we've been besties.
Have you been besties with him longer than you've been besties with me?
I'm not answering that question. That's perjury, and I'm not going to allow it.
Plead the fifth.
Wait,
Plead
what?
the fifth.
Are we under oath? I didn't know that.
I'll
Can I
allow
take
it.
some stuff? Can I take some stuff back?
No, you may not.
Objection.
Next week, The Marvels. We're all
Sustained.
going to watch it. Sustained. Be
Why
there.
use many
Here.
word when few word do?
So
Because fun.
when you put it in the porthole, you want to lube it up a little and then just twist it That's no, that's too. You're hurting me.